Good morning. My name is Pastor Albert Smith, pastor of Holy Word Baptist Church. I've been with a lot of our youth here in the Inland Empire, and I had the pleasure of talking with a lot of them. And a lot of the problems that they're running into right now is that they don't have the backing that they need in the home. The backing in the home is of the utmost importance, because if a child feels that they have no limits in the house where they live at, they won't have any limits when they go out into the public. As parents, we have to get our children back. The only way that we're going to get our children back is that we have to show our children that we love them, we care about them, and we have to commit ourselves to our children. That is of the utmost importance. And then when we commit ourselves to our children, we need to let them know that we demand the very best from them by giving them the very best. We cannot tell our children to go out and learn in school if they see us as parents at home watching TV all day. We cannot expect them to go out and get jobs once they finish school if, as parents, we're sitting around waiting for them to take care of us. There's something wrong with the system right now. We need to get our children back on track. And when I say back on track, we don't need nobody else to teach us how to raise our children or what to do with our children. We already know. If we, as parents, would take it back to what we learned growing up, how our parents loved us so till they wasn't afraid to chastise us when we were wrong, our children would appreciate it. I had one young man come up to me and he said, I wish my parents thought enough of me to chastise me when I was wrong, to let me know that I had some limits there, I had some accountability. But there are so many parents right now that want to be their children's friend. Go ahead. Tell the children they don't know who to look up to. It's time for us to stop trying to be our children's friend and become parents to our children. We hold an accountability to them, to teach them and bring them up in a manner that's pleasing to God. Let's face it, we all have a spiritual insight. And when we begin to use our spiritual side of it, start using that accountability that we have to God to bring, because our children are gifts to us. Do all of us agree with that? Right. Our children are a gift. And I see our children just going by the wayside, raising themselves. And when I say that, I look at what they do in school. I look at what they do after school. I look at how they act when they come into the church. And when I look at it and when I see it, and I talk to them about it, I feel hurt, I feel pain, and I feel uncertainties. I ask some of our young men, why do they have to wear their pants down to their kneecaps? And they say it's to stop. And then the parents ask me, how can I get my child not to do this? I say the first step is to stop buying his clothes like that. I mean, these are things that we can do on our own without anyone else's help. We look at some of our young ladies and some of the things that they're wearing right now, where you can't tell the difference between them and a streetwalker. Then they ask, why is my children having kids at young ages? It's because you have allowed them to become adults while they're yet still children. Let them appreciate life. Let them enjoy being a child. Let them grow up in a manner that we grew up in. I believe that as parents, that if we would begin to treat our children as such, not our equal, but as someone that we're bringing up, someone that we're teaching to be respectful, someone that we're teaching that they have accountability, that things will change. If we expect the very best from our children, they're not going to bring us failing grades home from school. If we would spend time with our children doing homework, we'll know what's going on in the school. We have some children that go to school and the teachers talk to them as if they're the scum of the earth. And if we don't hold that teacher accountable, they'll continue to do it. Because let's face it, even though we have some good teachers, we have some teachers that don't care. They're there for the money. And as parents, we need to be a part of our children's lives, and we need to know what's going on in the school at all times. And I'm a firm believer, and I do believe that we need to bring the power back into the school also, to chastise the children when they're out of order. It's nothing worse than a child rearing up to an adult, getting ready to hit an adult because they can't get whatever the problem is that they're having in school. They need to be taught accountability and responsibility for all